Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, first of all, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Divo Albeins Bramantio. You may call me Divo, and welcome back. Maybe this is the final video of the numerical methods course in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, lectured by Mr. Dai. On this occasion, I would like to do a muhasabah, but we also have another topic of discussion before finally I'm doing the muhasabah. Firstly, I would like to discuss about who and what is your lecturers, Mr. Dai, teaching essence. Two, explain about consciousness according to you and Mr. Dai. Three, explain about your understanding to all of the contents in numerical method. 4. Explain how your consciousness helps you to learn numerical method. And the last one, do a muhasabah and state your worth of value. Okay, uh, to make the efficient of time, let's go on to the first topic. Who and what is your lecturer's, Mr. Dai, teaching essence? Okay, my lecturer's name is Dr. Engineer Ahmad Indra Siswantara, or we all call him Mr. Dai. According to my opinion, my own self, after he taught me through the course of this term, I have three words to describe Mr. Dai. First is caring, two, inspiring, and the last one is motivating. It describes him well. He is a good lecturer. He's a great lecturer that he is always motivating his students. He cared for his students and he inspired us through his post in CCIT online. So these three words really describe Mr. Dai really well. And then, according to my opinion too, this is the teaching essence of Mr. Dai throughout the semester. First one is, of course, consciousness. Second one is open-minded. Third one is believing in ourselves. And fourth one is analytical thinking. Mr. Dai combined all of these essence greatly. He taught us to improve our spiritual, our logical, our emotional, really, really great. And I felt that it affects me to improve myself far more better with his teaching sense throughout the semester in numerical method. Okay, next on, I'm going to explain about the consciousness according to my own self and of course Mr. Dai. But I will start from Mr. Dai as my own lecturer first. I'm taking from his post in CCIT. The first one is consciousness is created by Allah. Therefore, Allah is the most fundamental reality. And the second one is think not of consciousness. Use your heart to understand it. Okay. Firstly, we cannot deny that consciousness, of course, Allah has created this consciousness to every living being. And the second one of the think not of consciousness, but use your heart to understand it. It's really correct, Mr. Dai. Consciousness cannot be reached just by logical, just by analytical, but it holds the effect by using our feeling, our passion, our heart. By that, then consciousness can be rich and bearable. So if we use our logic and we deny, we neglect our heart, we cannot reach the level of consciousness of our own. Okay? Next on, consciousness according to myself. Consciousness means realization of one's own self through nourishing or nurturing and reviving one's own inner and inborn talents and potentialities, followed by a profound understanding of the realities of the universe and divine attributes. It has a lot to do with man's relationship with the actuality and primacy of his own existence as the vicegerent of Allah on earth. Okay, it's consciousness according to my own. And next, we are going to discuss and I'm going to explain about my understanding to all of the content in numerical method. Firstly, here is the software used in this course, CFDSoft, ParaView, OpenModelica, and Python. And CFDSoft, it covers the majority of fluid problems such as simple flow, heat transfer, multi-phase, and so on. On ParaView, it is the open source, multi-platform data analysis and visualization application. OpenModelica is an open source Modelica-based modeling and simulation environment intended for industrial and academic usage. And the last one is Python to support and facilitate the growth of a diverse and international community. It helps so much, like web development, or even in financial application, it can be done using Python. Okay, now is the materials of discussion. There are four main materials throughout the course: gate valve simulation, curve fitting of gate valve simulation, simultaneous system of linear algebra, and two-dimension trust analysis. It's by process, starting from gate valve until the end, it is the two-dimension trust analysis. Okay, the first one is gate valve simulation. Gate valve simulation combines the understanding of fluid dynamics and our understanding in logical and analytical thinking to solve the problem, as we are required to find the value of pressure drop in Pascal from ParaView by inputting the reference value of fluid velocity in meter per second from CFDSoft. And here's the simulation that I've practiced throughout the CFDSoft and ParaView. From the CFDSoft, we can get the residual, we can get and we can know how the fluid works, what number of iteration it needs to calculate the reference value of velocity. We can describe what kind of fluid we use and so on. On the ParaView, we can find the value of pressure drop. We can find the graph of the pressure throughout the valve and so on. It's very, very multifunction. And the last one, I'm giving the result of my own practice from 10 sets of data of velocity. We can obtain the area, debit, and pressure drop in the end. Next is the curve fitting. An overview about curve fitting: if the data are obtained from experiments, they typically contain a significant amount of random noise caused by measurement errors. The task of curve fittings is to find a smooth curve that fits the data points on the average. This curve should have a simple form, a low-order polynomial, so as to not reproduce the noise. In regression analysis, curve fitting is the process of specifying the model that provides the best fit to the specific curves in your dataset. Curve relationships between variables are not as straightforward to fit and interpret as linear relationships. And here it is, my practice of curve fitting of the gate valve simulation. From the data obtained before or from the simulation of gate valve, I'm inputting the data to the Python coding. You can see the left of the screen is the Python coding, and the right one is the curve fitting result, and of course the function and the R square. The function and the R square, as you can see, the function describes about the curve fitting result, and the R square describe the accuracy of the coding and also the result of the curve fitting. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the simultaneous system of linear algebra. What is it? Linear algebra, mathematical discipline that deals with vectors and matrices, and more generally with vector spaces and linear transformations. Unlike other parts of mathematics that are frequently integrated by new ideas and unsolved problems, linear algebra is very well understood. Its value lies in its many applications, from mathematical physics to modern algebra and coding theory. On the downside, it is a down part, is the direct and indirect method of this linear algebra. Direct method gives the exact solution. It's simple and take less time. On the other hand, the iterative method is showing you the approximate solution, and it's time consuming. But mostly right now, using the iterative method is time efficient because we do not need to calculate a problem manually. We just need to input the data needed, and the system calculates it automatically, even though the means of time consuming is from the system. And then we are having the sample problem from this material about finding a solution with numerical method of ghost elimination case. And here it is, the function in the R square. You can see about the result of the coding from the case given. I am finishing it with my group of three. They are Tegar, Habib, and Ivana. Thank you guys. You have completed this assignment very well, and it's very good. Like we can go on to the 2D task analysis. This one is also part of the simultaneous system of linear algebra, but on the case of two-dimension task analysis. On the sample problem, we have a structure case, and I have made with my group mates, Tegar and Ivana, the flow chart of creating or solving the problem. And it is one of the results of the coding using Open Modelica. You can see the result of displacement, but there are other results that you can see through my post in CCIT. Okay, next on, I'm going to explain how my consciousness helps me to learn numerical method. Okay, this slide will be very describing about it. Big journeys begin with small steps. Consciousness helped me to stay focused and concentrated throughout the course. By staying focused and concentrate, we can go to make the goal or the vision of our own. The goal is, of course, to understand and deepen our understanding in numerical method. And by defining the goal, we can make a list of what to do, or we can say it's the mission to achieve the goal we've defined. And then we've accomplished it one by one. Just like the picture, big journeys begin with small steps. We start little by little, progress by progress, not taking a big leap. We cannot do it because we are just a normal human, okay? And in the end, we can get or achieve the expected result of our own, okay? And for the last one, do a muhasabah and state your worth of value. Firstly, I'm taking from the Quran, Surah Al-Hasyr ayat 18. In bahasa, it means, hai orang-orang yang beriman, bertakwalah kepada Allah dan hendaklah setiap diri memperhatikan apa yang telah diperbuatnya untuk hari esok akhirat. Dan bertakwalah kepada Allah, sesungguhnya Allah Maha mengetahui apa yang kamu kerjakan. And then, about muhasabah. Muhasabah is an introspection or a self-reflection to evaluate ourselves, whether it's about the strength or weakness we have. Next on, these 5 points describe me on my muhasabah throughout the semester with numerical methods course. I learned much from the course not by myself, but with the help and teamwork with my classmates, especially Nafiza, Bianca, Tegar, Ivana, Khairan Akmal, Atala Ardifa Siregar, Monica Ayu, Arans Fajar Milenio, and also Swasti Audrey, and many other. Okay, and then I helped my friends to deepen their understanding, and they helped me back when I'm in hardship. Starting from the first material, the gate valve simulation, we did it together. Me and my friends, we discussed how to solve this case, how to make or find the value of pressure drop from the paraview, and so on until now. We still discuss and we help each other. And then Mr. Dai has given me a great opportunity to study a new scope of course and a new understanding of life's concept, especially about consciousness. I thank you to Mr. Dai for giving me the teaching of consciousness and life's reality. It's very great, and I hope I can implement it throughout the rest of my life, especially in the life of my college. And then I am really no one if I am alone. I'm improving better and better. It's because of Allah who is me and also my friends. And the last one, I'm staying and keeping my consciousness throughout the course. It's proven by I'm completing the assignment, I'm giving out all of my presents each class meeting. I'm giving out the best of me to fulfill and to complete any assignment, any project until now. So from the muhasabah that I've done, the worth of value is 92 out of 100. It will be ideal as what I've done throughout the course by considering three factors: knowledge, skill, and attitude. A score of 100 out of 100 will be barely hard to reach. We must stay conscious that a perfect score means a bigger responsibility and that perfection belongs to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the one and only. Okay, for the closing part, I would like to give you the scores from Instagram. Once you let go of what the world thinks, you'll finally have true peace. It's very good, it's very self-reflecting, and I hope we can all be better each day. Okay, thank you. That's all from me, and I apologize if throughout this semester for the numerical method course, I make mistakes and any other weakness from me. I'm sorry, but I thank you to all my friends, to Mr. Dai, and all of you who helped me throughout this course. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.